to our hybrid meeting, which is both a council meeting and a work session. And before we begin, I'm going to turn it over to the town manager to announce the rules and so on. Off you go.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, Council President. Sorry, I used the script. To begin, I ask everyone to ensure their phone is on silent. As a reminder, this meeting is being recorded and will be posted on the town's YouTube. For those in the room, it is important that you remain quiet unless participating in the discussion. And if you are participating in the discussion, speak audibly into your microphone. For those on Zoom, it is important that you keep your camera off and microphone muted unless participating in the discussion. If you're participating in the discussion, please unmute yourself and turn on your camera. If you're a resident and would like to make a comment, please use the raise hand feature. For speakers both in person and over Zoom, please state your name and the street that you live on for record keeping purposes. Before you make your comments, if this meeting gets interrupted for any reason, I'll immediately end the Zoom and send a new link via email. And I'll turn it back to you, the council president.
Thank you. All right, to begin, can we approve the agenda as presented? Do I hear a motion?
I make a motion that we approve the agenda.
Any second?
Second.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
All right, no concerns. All right. So the first item on the agenda is the public comment period. And I believe there are members of the public who wish to make a comment. So who's first? Andrew?
Yes, how do I get, I'm happy to do that first. How do I get, like?
Let's get you a microphone.
And then how do we get this a presentation?
If you want to bring it over to me real quick, I can.
Oh,
You probably park yourself.
did I knock myself out? Can I just like do screening? What happens?
I do what we.
Oh, okay, sorry. Hopefully we can just edit out this really long portion of the meeting.
I don't know, the comments might be entertaining to people.
This is the part where our YouTube really takes off.
Right.
Sorry, you sent it to which email address?
Andrew Hutt, MKL.News@gmail.
Oh, here it is. Sorry.
You don't, you can keep yourself muted and your camera off, but you can share your screen.
Robin, is Kabir on Zoom?
No, he's just out of the meeting.
Oh,
Just to clarify, Robin, the presentation is part of the public comment period.
Yes.
Are we allowed to do that?
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry,
We
questions to Robin.
we can, as long as he stays within a reasonable time limit, we can do that, yes.
What is a reasonable time limit?
He's been given 15 minutes on the agenda to 5 minutes on the agenda.
We've
excuse
never
me.
given anybody 15 minutes before.
5 minutes on the agenda, excuse me.
Because we're setting a precedent. I've never had a meeting where public comment period has presentations and 15 minutes and so on.
5 minutes, as I said.
Okay,
Far away.
all right, well, you all have, tell you what, I'll take 3 minutes.
You need a microphone.
Okay, I can take as little time as you need. What I would like to do is request authorization for 2 small time-limited pilots. The intention here is not to engineer policy or outcomes, it's merely to get permission to continue learning and not a request for commitment. let's see, we have recent discussions, as we've all seen, are thoughtful, well-intentioned, and still exhausting. Issues remain harder within our community than they should be. This is not a failure of our people or our values. It's a recurring pattern when story and structure lose contact. Two stories that have made this pattern recently undeniable and visible: the Heritage of Azalea conversation and issue in late October, and then recently, this past week or 10 days, the Cumberland Charrette, where two things have happened. One, the first is Citizen Story, which is, of course, one of the most important components of our civic life, could not be understood and heard, metabolized by bureaucracy. The second, this last one, shows the inverse problem: citizen input overwhelmed by the system. Same root cause, oppositional failures. So what's missing? We need to move very quickly to a shared frame, really. We are, as a problem, continue to jump to solutions without shared understanding. It forces escalation instead of clarity. We need lightweight civic memory systems, a way to preserve context, meaning, and rationale. So I've developed two small pilots: Town Story, which you've all seen in operation here now in the last couple of instances. That's our civic memory and continuity for governance system. Swim Story is our community memory and continuity system for our youth programs. Both of them build a new type of civic infrastructure, a new type of continuity infrastructure and layering system. In both cases, they reduce friction in our civic systems by preserving meaning early. So what these are and they are not. They are knots. They are small, time-limited, reversible, parallel to existing governance structures. They are not policy decisions, engagement platforms, replacements for staff or council authority. Here's a good place for me to pause and show you briefly how Swim Story works. This is designed to celebrate the Somerset Dolphins' 50th anniversary coming this summer in 2026. It's an opportunity for the swim team to give back to the town. You guys invest, I think, $30,000, $40,000 every year. You're getting actually a really poor return on your investment because you have no idea what's going on down there. We have a way to show it to you, but we need permission from the town to proceed. What this does, what Swim Story does, is it makes investing your investments legible. It preserves transitions amongst team leadership and whatnot, effort and learning. It's incredibly low lift. What Swim Story does and what it looks like, briefly. There we go.
Your time is running out, I warn you. So.
Okay, all right, well, anyway, whatever. So I can show you that at some other case, at some other time. The point is, Somerset pattern, we don't really have a sidewalk problem. We have a movement ecology problem within our town. And we will continue to have the same problems and same conversations over and over again. The pedestrian ecology framework that I've offers shared, it's going to reduce polarization. It will take technical expertise works better after the town comes together in alignment. So the ask right now amongst for the town council is to authorize to continue both pilots. You guys later to develop and work with me on developing reporting and progress cadence. Again, this preserves the council authority, optionality, learning before lock-in. And again, this is for permission to learn openly, transparently, and together. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Andrew. And as this is the public comment period, all we can do at this point is take your information under advisement, and we can decide whether to put it on the agenda. When we get to the meeting proper, we can ask whether there is a motion to put what Andrew suggested on the agenda. But for now, any other public comments from anybody else? Yes, go ahead. Name and street.
Vicky Bluestone, Cumberland Avenue, 4821. So I just wanted to say regarding the charrette and that, and I've spoken with a number of you, and thank you for your time. But that I really, and I think some of my colleagues, some of my neighbors from, based on the emails, we would like to have multiple additional meetings like the charrette that go in depth to what options we can have so we can come to a compromise. I mean, personally, in my opinion, a compromise to save the trees, but a compromise that makes the streets safer, but keeps the benefits that we already have. So I just wanted to ask for that we get those on that we schedule some meetings.
Right, thank you. We actually have on the agenda for tonight a post-charrette discussion in the
Right.
council that you can stay through the many other
No, I
things
was
on the
going to, I didn't, but
council. All right.
I didn't know if we're supposed to
Okay,
talk now.
all right, yes, well, that's fine, and that's good to bring it up now. All right, any other public comments from anybody? Okay, we close that then. I have a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'm gonna make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second,
Second.
all those in favor?
Right.
All right, okay. So we'll go on to the building report by the town permit administrator and Steve Circle. Steve.
Hello, everyone. So over the last month or a lot of continuing projects in the town. In my report, I've highlighted the more significant updates in yellow. And what I'd like to even further highlight for the council, so just going through the whole report, is things that have been of interest to the council in the past, such as 4905 Cumberland, the driveway that needs to be corrected in terms of its height and alignment for stormwater management. Talked to the homeowner, he's gonna have some issues with his subcontractor. His intention is he's gonna have to resolve the subcontractor before the end of this month. He'll just go with another subcontractor, find another subcontractor to proceed. So that should be moving early in 2026. 4712 Fallstone, we'll be talking about this evening. The building project has been advancing at a good clip. I was very pleased with their sideway installation and driveway apron, fully in accordance with the County Code. And the height check, which was of interest to the town, it cleared its height
Cleared it.
by design, but it is within the allowance.
How much did it clear it by?
It cleared it by a little bit more than the design, so
All right,
it has as built, it's 32.82 feet peak height, and they're allowed 33 feet,
all right.
about 2 inches. And 5401 Uppingham, that project is continuing. Homeowners are in the house. I've noticed that they have recently received a shipment of siding for the house. So hopefully they'll get that installed shortly. And I've talked to the homeowners, they're hoping to have that work all completed before the end of this calendar year.
Steve, can you live in a house without siding? I mean, don't you have
That's a good question.
don't you have to be, I know when I renovated my house, I had a clearance, you know?
That is a great question. Because the project is an addition
Oh.
and not a new construction project.
It's okay,
They don't have to wait for like the county permit to move in.
got you.
And one thing that's not on the update is all happened since this was submitted. 5518 Trent installed a fence without a permit. The town staff is working with them on it. Part of the fence they installed is not in conformance with the town's code, so.
So which happens?
5518 Trent. Just went off alone in the course of the day.
All right.
We'll get that addressed. Any questions on your town building activities?
Anybody?
Wait,
Oh,
so did you say that the height check? So it passed, okay,
It passed.
that's my.
that was your question, oh, really?
Yes, just on 4712 Fallstone, you mentioned the curb work there. So I mean, it's great that they fixed the curb and everything, but if you walk there, you notice there is
Big gap.
there's a big gap there, which is at least, well, foot deep.
Yes, so we have, go over here, so we can talk about that as we talk about
Okay.
the permanent amendment.
Steve, are they on the hook to fix it?
Yes. That's in the town right away, it's part of the requirement to restore the town's baseline as I do. Good explanation, I'm not for any issues, they just have.
Okay, all right, I didn't realize, so maybe we'll discuss it when on the agenda. Thank you.
Have a good evening, Trevor.
Yeah, we didn't, clear the snow.
So provided a spreadsheet, which is just sort of a condensed version of some of this update. And that's it for the building updates, and the 2 permits.
All right, thank you very much. All right, we now have the town manager's report, so I turn it over to EJ Hardwick.
Thank you. I won't go over every specific one, but I will briefly just cover some of the highlights. As I mentioned in my last report, the solar panel installation at the pool house is complete. Celestial Solar though is going to come back and take some drone photos of the roof, the newly installed system that will be that we can share with the town, so everybody can see what the roof looks like with the system, because right now it is very difficult. The street sign replacement, some signs are still being manufactured, but the signs that have been manufactured, installation has begun. I think is exciting. And there's some street markings that still need to be done. Proposal has been executed for that. That work's being scheduled. We've moved on the Cumberland Surrey reconstruction, Cumberland Deal sidewalk connection, and Essex sidewalk reconstruction from the preliminary design phase to the design work phase. And then they have, I haven't had time to look at it, they just sent it today, but they actually sent all the data from their field survey, the town's use. So that is very nice. Update on the charrette is the charrette was hosted on December 1st, 2025. The materials for the charrette have been sent out to the entire town. We're currently facilitating resident feedback. Currently, the bridge repair plans are still being developed and should be done very soon. The pedestrian scale lighting consultation, the kickoff was hosted on December 5th, 2025. There's a recording of it, but I'm also preparing a written summary for those who were unable to attend, and then the winter survey is currently being conducted. The materials, all the materials for the replacement of the pool fence have been ordered, and now we're just awaiting delivery. And the staff have completed an assessment of the composting pilot at the Somerset Pool, and that is now being reviewed by both the environment and pool committees. For the new street light that was voted on for the Warwick Lane Cumberland intersection, an agreement with Pepco has been signed, and there's also 3 streetlights that were missed during LED conversion, and we finally have those all signed up with Pepco. So all that work is expected to be done in January 2026. And then we are working to implement the resident request center and online permitting system. We've sent all our information over to the GoGov, and now we're starting to work with them to build out the system. We have applied for a couple of different grants now, and so we won't hear back probably until the new year on any of them, but be successful. But since we applied for multiple grants, the staff's currently preparing a short 1-pager on the grant applications, both for the environment committee, since they're all environment related, and of course for the town council. And those are sort of some of the more major project updates, but I'm always happy to answer questions.
All right, thank you. Questions from And
Yeah.
you're first up.
Yeah, just, I mean, just two general points. One is, I think in previous meetings, I have asked that we, in the status section, get timelines.
Yes,
Because you
we have.
mentioned them verbally, but they're not on paper here, so I understand, when, example, in some cases said, will be executed soon, or will be done is underway. I think we need to be more precise in our reporting.
Okay.
And so I think, I'm just reiterating my request that for future reports, overall the report is great. I think it provides all the information we need, except that it just doesn't have anything regarding deadlines and due dates and when things will be completed for quite a few of the entries.
Okay.
And my second request would be good to have this before the day of the meeting. It's a bit, even for as I've always said, for a man of leisure retirement, getting something on the day of the meeting is a bit difficult.
Okay.
So I really would plead that we try to get this done at least the Friday before our meeting, so that we have a little bit of time just to digest and think through what it is. But other than that, the most time sensitive thing is, again, just to come back, I want to make sure it's the pool bridge.
Yep.
Are we okay?
We are, yes.
That's the most time sensitive of all the things I think here.
Actually, I want to follow up on that quickly. Why is it taking so long to develop the plan?
We're still in the time frame from when the proposal for the detailed plans was signed off. We're still in the time frame for the 6 to 8 weeks that they stated.
How close to
So-
the end of the 6 to 8 week period are we?
Next week.
Next week is the end.
Yep.
All right. Okay, let's hope we see the plan then, because we are getting tight. That's really it.
I have a question. So are these these Cumberland Surrey reconstruction, and it says 57,750 ARPA? Is that like an actual quote for getting that sidewalk fixed?
That's the Dewberry's portion of the funds that was signed off on.
So, so the 57,000's already been spent?
It's not, it's been committed, so like a contract has been signed for that amount, but it doesn't have.
And then-
it hasn't been spent yet.
But that's just for them to design it, and then
Yeah,
we don't know what the cost is to actually implement
We
that?
have estimates for the cost, but we don't know the final cost yet, but we have estimates for everything.
And then for the part that's like with the charrette, the 65.9, so like, has that money already been spent or promised or whatever?
That's the Dewberry's portion for the contract, for the defense side.
Okay, and so that was to host the charrette that they did?
To do all the surveying work, to do creating all the materials, to host the charrette, to do follow-up.
Have they spent all the money?
Not all the money yet, but yes, that money will be spent for that purpose.
Okay, so that, because I was concerned, like, so that won't impact our ARPA, because it's basically, we've already kind of committed that money through ARPA, for ARPA.
For ARPA, the funds have to be obligated by the end of 26.
Oh, okay.
The funds have already been obligated for ARPA. This is just actually expending the funds.
Right.
Okay. And then I have a question, like, so the Safe Sidewalks Day, I have to say that, like, I find that $15,000 fee to be very, very high. Do we not have, like, can we not take care of the trimming and things like that just from our staff?
Well, normally we can, but for the project, for this, the Safe Sidewalks Day proposal that was approved was something that the staff couldn't normally handle because it was done, the entire town was done in just a couple of days, which isn't something that.
I mean, in the future, should we be doing that?
That
Because
is something
like,
that could be considered in the future. It could be potentially done by our staff, but it would need to be over a longer period.
yeah, I mean, just for all of us, like, I mean, that seems like I want to quit my job and go and like start trimming trees or something to make
Start a business.
to make that money. Okay. Okay. Well, I think that we should definitely in the future just do it within the payroll that we have.
Okay.
Did we get any feedback from people who we?
Yes.
Were they unhappy with what we did?
Yes.
There was, there were a few complaints, overall, I would say that. I mean, pretty much every property in town was touched, and there was only about 10 complaints total.
Do you think by doing
And that we
this,
should.
do you think by doing this, we enabled people not to take care of their right of way?
No, I don't.
You know, do you think?
I think no, because people usually want to be in charge of how their own plantings are cut, and this type of project is taking that away from them, and because of not having done it previously.
It'll be interesting to see next year how many houses we have to do compared to what we did this year. Be nice to, you know, keep those numbers.
And I think the answer to your question, well, first of all, the answer, Sharon, to your question is that I think if I agree with you, I think if there's any way our town staff can do it over a 1 week period, whatever within their hours that they have for us, that would be, I think, preferable. I think on Debbie's point, I think it's a mix. I think the response is mixed. I think there will be many who would prefer to have their own person trim things back. And now that they've seen what the town's expectations are, hopefully they will give the instructions to their landscapers to do it according to those parameters. But I do think that there are some residents who, for whom I think we effectively, as you say, did provide a service, and I don't think they're going to do it next year. It'll be interesting to see what happens. I think to me, the difference really is that, you know, where there were large bushes, large shrubbery, I think those people prefer to do it themselves. A lot of the shrubbery that had to be done was pretty low, maybe, you know, knee high or something. I think those residents are probably quite happy for the town to do it.
Do we want to put a discussion item on outcomes of, say, sidewalks day on work session agenda for next month, and then we can.
I think that what EJ had said is that he's going to provide
Yeah.
sort of a readout to the committees who recommended in the first place. And I think we should wait for them to take stock of what they recommended, and then we should have a work session discussion after.
Yeah, I'd love to see what they say.
the
I'd love to,
committees.
You want to wait for the committees?
yeah, I'd like to hear their
All right,
recommendations.
all right. The one thing about the charrette that I just want to suggest is it might have helped if the council members had seen the report before the meeting from Dewberry.
Okay.
We might have been able to anticipate some of the things that happened. All right. Okay. Any other questions on the town manager's report? Nope. All right. The next section is on public hearings, and I don't have the mayor's cheat sheet to read everything, but our town attorney is here. And Ron, could you please go through what the procedures are for this?
Yes, absolutely. So we do have 4 or 5 hearings on the agenda tonight. First is for 4712 Falston. This is consideration of a permit amendment submitted by Mid-Atlantic Builders to extend the driveway's permeable pavers to create a new parking spot off the driveway. So the hearing process will be as follows. We'll start with a presentation of the staff report by Mr. Circo. Following that, if any council members have any questions, then will be the opportunity to do so. Then after that, any interested parties in the audience who want to ask a question or make a comment in support or opposition will have the opportunity to do so. Then the applicant will be given an opportunity for a brief rebuttal. The record will close and the council will entertain a motion to approve or deny the request. Please note that if the request is granted, it's not final until it's written up and signed, and that's usually a process that takes about a week or two. So you cannot get your permit or amended permit until that occurs. So this is a modification to a permit that was granted in April of 2025. And with that, I'll turn it over to Mr. Circo to present his report.
Thank you very much, Ron. Right, so this is a revision to the previously approved project, which I had mentioned briefly for Central Fallstone. I created a regular review so I could then sort of show the update to it. But it's kind of a hybrid report for the council. I'll be happy to answer any questions. The key thing is, what's the revision? The revision is to expand the driveway to add a parking space in the front yard of the house. It'd be roughly 194 square feet of parking area added. But this parking area, the expansion will all be permeable material. So there is no proposed increase in impervious surface area on the lot. And as a result, this proposal is in conformance with the town's code for a driveway. And actually, the only reason why it's coming to the council, because no variance is requested, but it's because the town code explicitly states that any changes to a permit that is currently open, for a project that is currently open, has to come to the council consideration. But it's a modest increase to the driveway in the front part.
Do you mean they could have done this without asking?
No. No, that any modification has to come to council because it's an open permit.
Right, because but if, let me rephrase it. If the project was complete, everything was closed out, and then they wanted to do this driveway expansion, they could have just applied for a driveway expansion, and it could have been administratively approved by the town manager.
Thank you.
We require a permit to make sure that it complies with the code, because we do have the requirement that new driveways be made of permeable materials. So next we'll go to the applicant, and the applicant can address the council if it wishes. Please note the council has had the opportunity to review the materials in advance, so you don't need to cover everything that's in there. But if there's something you'd like to address, please feel free to do so. Were you done, Steve?
Right, I'm not quite done. I had one.
Oh, my apologies. I thought you were.
No, just as a lead in for the homeowner, if you could just, since we're talking about driveway, there was the question or observation from the town council about the condition of the sidewalk and the driveway apron that was installed. If you could just address your plans to restore that area.
Okay, well, that was a new one on me, because the report probably went to Tim,
Oh, okay.
and my staff meeting was Thursday.
Okay.
And I'm sorry, could you identify yourself?
I'm
For the
just
record.
Starkweather with Mid-Atlantic Builders.
Thank you.
So I'm sure it'll be coming up on Thursday, but I just was not aware of it till I just heard. So, but we'll obviously comply with it. As far as the driveway, it is an extension. It'll blend in. It won't look like an add-in. The pavers will all be in conformance with each other. It is permeable, which you don't know what that term means. It means water just kind of goes through it. It doesn't go on top. I do see, does everybody have it? I did circle in red in my paper. You wanted to see it, kind of what the addition is. Otherwise,
Sure.
it's pretty easy, but it's that little section there.
Okay. That's what I thought it was.
Yeah. And I have nothing. It's fairly simple.
All right, thank you.
So, Council President Barr, any questions?
All right, first of all, are there any questions at all? Let me start with, why do you want to do this?
The client request.
The client request, okay,
Yes.
thank you. Any other questions?
I have a question.
Well, so Rohit West first, so let's go with him.
Oh, I was just wondering, so so is this, do you have a one-car garage in the front?
No, it's a two-car garage.
So it's a two-car garage, so like, with our building code, do you like? It's not wide enough to enter two cars, right? Like you enter one and you kind of go in, or how does that work?
I mean, no, the garage is capable of handling two cars.
Okay.
It was, like I said, it was just a client request to have this in the front.
And so then you drive in and you either go into the garage space or you go off to the right or left, I mean?
Left, yes.
How does that make it not look like there's a car parked in your front lawn?
I do not know how to answer that. I'm trying to fulfill a client request to
Okay.
extend the driveway.
Okay. Okay, that's my only questions.
Right. Councilmember Khanna.
Yes, just, I wanted to just check, was there any impact? I don't know if there was a reforestation plan or something approved originally. Did this additional driveway have any impact on the original reforestation plan?
I told her.
Couple of further town numbers, no. It doesn't have impact on the street trees, and there's still space to do reforestation.
Thank you.
Any other questions from council?
Nope.
All right, any public comment on this request?
Did you anything online?
Nothing.
Anybody written anything? No?
And nothing was submitted prior to the meeting.
Ron, do you want to move us on to the next stage?
Yes, so then there's no need for rebuttal, so the record can now close and the council can entertain a motion.
All right, so let me propose the motion to approve the permit application, the permit amendment application submitted by Mid-Atlantic Builders for the property at 4712 Fallstone to extend the driveway's permeable pavers, adding a new parking spot to the left of the driveway.
Is
Um,
that a motion?
that's a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
All right, any discussion of it?
I mean, I'm not that into it.
You know, when I first heard it, I said, oh my God, all we're gonna see are cars in front of the house. But-
Yeah,
But I can see where it's all gonna be permeable, all the pavers are it's gonna look like it fits. And it's a big house and I think it can handle it. But, I get why they want it.
All right, any other comments? Okay, all those in favor of approving this permit amendment? 3 opposed, 1, 3, 1, it passes 3-1. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right,
Okay, the next hearing is 4721 Dorset, Nancy Zuckerbrod and Michael Rourke to construct a one-story screen porch on the rear of the house and install a new egress window and grade level window well from the basement at the front of the house. So I will turn it over to Mr. Circo to present his report.
All right, this is a fairly, from my perspective, fairly modest addition to the house being proposed. It's on a large lot. I guess some of the size information on the front page of the report, but even with this addition, the full size of the house, the lot coverage is half of what's allowed by the county, so it's a modest addition. The key things that I look at are setbacks. There are no issues with setbacks for this new structure, and I look at stormwater management. This is where we're looking for the council to consider. There is additional runoff that has to be handled. Particularly looking at about 515 gallons of rainwater in a 1-year storm event, which is 2.6 inches in the town. So they need to handle that on site. Their proposal is to use a dry well in the rear yard. The dry well is not in the top category of allowable environmental site design practices by the town. So I had some little back and forth discussion with the homeowners, with the architect, and they explained that they selected a dry well as the only practical option because of the topography of the land and the location of trees in the backyard. So dry well takes up less space than say a rain garden, and a rain garden would be uphill, very difficult to try to at all possible to get the rainwater flowing off of the roof to then go uphill to a rain garden. So they're proposing a dry well. The dry well can handle more than the runoff water from the screen addition and the egress window, grade level window off. So from my perspective, the proposed project incorporates environmental site design to the maximum extent. Any questions? I guess we're supposed to.
Yeah, next we'll go to presentation by the applicant. If the applicants wish to add anything to Mr. Circo's report, please note the council has had the opportunity to review materials in advance, so you don't need to restate everything that's in there, but please feel free to address what you'd like. And please identify yourself for the record, please.
Thank you. My name is Cindy McClure. I work with the Levine Group. I'm here on behalf of Nancy Zuckerbrod and Michael Rowe. I can read to you what our surveyor sent as far as his choice for the dry well. I sent that on to Stephen, so he put it in his report, but if you need further information, you can do that.
Thank you. All right, so. Council.
Questions by the council?
Yes, so any questions from? Well, I'll start with one, and it's on the drywall. The rain garden could literally be anywhere in the yard, including the front yard. It doesn't have to be taking the runoff from the new porch. It just has to be taking the equivalent amount of water that the new porch generates anywhere in the yard. Is there nowhere in the yard that a rain garden could go, including the front yard?
So a rain garden in the front yard to get the water in the rear yard to the front yard?
No, you don't need to do that. It's just capture any amount of the equivalent amount of water. It could come off the roof into the rain garden, as long as that amount of water is captured. The code is satisfied.
I don't personally know how that would work because it wouldn't aid in the additional square footage of roof that we were creating in the back. What he wrote was that options such as a rain garden and landscape infiltration must set back 10 feet from the slab on grade and 15 feet from basements. The elevation in the left rear corner of the lot is approximately 2 feet higher than the grade behind the porch. The grade difference is unsuitable for a rain garden and landscape infiltration. Bioretention facility, in addition to the uphill condition, requires an under drain, which there is no reasonable outfall on the lot. These options also disturb large areas on the lot. The lot is currently landscaped and has mature trees, all of which are intended to stay.
All right, I'll wait to see how the other council members respond at this point. So question, yeah. Mr. Circle, if you can clarify.
I just wanted to provide a little bit more context. I think that was a great question, and actually, in hindsight, I think that maybe the engineer and myself made an assumption that we needed to collect the water from the addition, but that was the preferred, desired effort of the stormwater management. But you're absolutely correct. It's not actually what.
That's not what the code says. Yes.
But I want to emphasize, you can sort of see it in the picture that's on the report from the Google Maps. The yard is just full of mature trees. I don't think they really have the space for a rain garden.
All right. Okay, thank you. All right, so any other questions from council members?
Perfect. How much is the addition? You said it's I think you said it's a modest addition, but in the report here it says existing house, but there's no number, the addition is 2,641 square feet, so. Relative to the existing house, how much of the addition is this, in terms of impervious surface and? Increase? I'm not sure, maybe I'm missing this information, but if you could just clarify, just how much are we adding on to this house?
So the 2,000, great question, the 2,641 square feet there listed in the lot coverage refer to the house with the addition. So it's not the contribution of the addition. Contribution of addition is captured on this, the last page, the impervious surface area.
515.
318 square feet.
So it's
318 square feet.
15 gallons.
Total addition equals 318 square feet.
right, once you, because they're removing some material also. Yes.
So basically, it's like currently 2,300 square feet, and it's going to do another 300 and something square feet, it becomes 2,600 square feet.
Yes.
All right, any other questions? Okay.
Comments or questions from any interested parties?
Thank you. Thank you, reminding me. Yes, anybody in the room or online? Any questions? Hearing none, I think it's time for vote then, right?
Correct.
So, somebody want to propose the motion? Or go
Should I
ahead.
do it?
Somebody does, yes.
I propose that we approve the permit application submitted by Nancy Zuckerbrod and Michael Rourke for the property located at 4721 Dorset to construct a one-story screen porch on the rear of the house and install a new egress window and grade level window well from the basement at the front of the house.
Is there a second?
Second.
All right, discussion. What I'll say is, I think I know this property, and yes, the front yard is saturated with trees. We did want to make the point, though, that you do not have to manage the water from the addition. It's just you have to manage that amount of water anywhere in the yard. That's the point. That's what our code says. All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay.
And I'll just note for the record that as this project includes a water drainage plan, a water drainage plan inspection and maintenance agreement will have to be executed. I will email that to EJ to present to the applicant for signature.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, just as a note, one of the problems with dry wells and trees is sometimes tree roots grow into dry wells. And that can be a problem, so just alert the owners to that. All right, moving on. That's the end of the permits. Move on to the recommendation from Dr. Feather. So consideration recommended by Dr. Feather to remove the town tree located at 4814 Cumberland.
Yeah, it's an ash tree, 4814 Cumberland, 29-inch. It's been infested with emerald ash borer in the past, and we've been pruning dead wood as needed. It also has you can see in the structure, it has a fork.
Yep.
Which is hazardous, and I'd like permission to take this tree down for safety.
Okay.
Okay, I do have an audible call here. EJ sent me, or there was an email from a resident at 5415 Uppingham, and they had a sewage backup that WSSC came out and cleaned the service line. But they need to replace the service line. And there's a town tree right over the service line. So I'd like to give them, and I'll follow this up with a written report. The tree, I was gonna take the tree out within the next year or so anyway, because the top's out of it, it's across from your house. And I'd like permission to go ahead and take that out too for WSSC work.
All right, any objections to that? Okay, we'll include that in the motion for the first tree.
5450,
Up and
up
right.
in,
Right, okay, so this is now two trees in this motion. One is 4814 Cumberland, which tree is dangerous at the moment. And the other one is on Uppingham and is very much in decay. And removing it now would be convenient for getting to a sewage line, so that's the two. So do I hear a motion for approval? Or, well, get the motion on the table and then we can discussion. So,
I've already done all my work today.
I'm sorry, I'm fighting.
okay, I will, I will, I will.
I'm fighting with
I will
technology
switch
here,
to my
trying to
president's
get
role,
the
the mayor's
pictures.
role. I say, okay, I'll move the approval of the request to remove the two trees on Cumberland and on Uppingham. Is there a second?
Second.
Right, discussion?
Yes. So I have no objection at all to recommendation for removal. I just would like to seek a clarification. What happens once we remove these public trees? What's the plan for replacement?
they'll be replaced. The one on Uppingham probably won't be replaced or on Cumberland. I don't know if you can see in this picture, it's kind of nested back in their driveway, not really on.
4814?
Yeah. If you go take a look over there, it's not really in a spot. I don't know if we can grind the stump very effectively. So there's not probably room for replacement there. But on Uppingham, we can replace the tree, but not over the utility lines, the water and sewer.
Yes, so, I mean, I just want to make the point that if any tree is going to be planted in the town right away, I would like the council to have a specific discussion on the exact location. Given the fact that we seem to have an endless debate about the value of trees in the town's public right of way. So, yeah, I understand what you're saying, that it's unlikely, but in the unlikely event that there is a plan to replace this tree in the public right of way, I hope that we can come back for a discussion on where it should be, because apropos a particular topic of interest to many people in Cumberland, this tree currently looks like it's in the public right of way and there is no sidewalk there.
Yeah,
And
it's on the south side of
Yeah.
the street.
yeah, so anyway, that's the point I want to make. I'm fine with the removal based on their recommendation, but subject to my clear understanding that we would not plant a replacement there without an explicit discussion in this council.
All right.
Actually, let me maybe present this. I probably won't propose to plant any trees on Cumberland until the sidewalk is off.
All right, thank you very much. Moving on to the next one, these are private property ones, so this is the permit application submitted by Elizabeth Ewing and Margaret Farrell, property located at 4719 Cumberland.
There's two trees at 4719 Cumberland, one's a 32-inch silver maple in the front yard. It's bifurcated and also the top's dying on it, and I recommend removal of that tree as a hazardous tree. The other tree they requested is a 43-inch tulip poplar in the rear of the property. It's kind of straddling the two properties. And you can see in the photograph I provided, it has some decay in the upper trunk. So I recommend the removal of that tree as a hazard.
Thank you.
We can just go with next one. The next
Go
one
ahead,
is
we'll do
the
them together.
4822 Dorset. It's an oak tree that's dead in the back, and it's also straddling the properties. It's 29-inch diameter, and I recommend removal of that tree.
All right, thank you.
So Council President Barr, these are public hearings, so we just need to ask if there's any member of the public who wants to comment on these requests.
All right, thank you. All right, let's do that first. Are there, actually thinking about neighbors in both those cases, are the neighbors been informed? So are there any any comments from members of the public on either of these requests?
But I just have a question about replacement trees. I mean, if
Can you come to the microphone, please?
if I get permission to remove a tree and I want to replace it, does it have to be replaced in the same spot?
No,
No, it can be replaced anywhere in the yard, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, it's your yard.
All right, are there any other public comments? No? Okay, thank you. So council,
Just to clarify on this point. Are any of these private trees in the public right of way?
No,
And
All right.
could the resident who spoke please identify themselves for the record?
I'm sorry, Vicky Blueston, 4821 Cumberland.
Thank you very much.
all right, so we'll pose the motions we'll pose one motion for both, which is tree removal permit for 2 trees at 4719 Cumberland from Lily Stewart and Margaret Farrell, and the tree removal permit application from Gail Schwartz at 4822 Dorset. Is there a second?
Second.
Right, discussion. Do you know whether the neighbors were informed when these, given that they were on property boundary?
yeah, actually, I think the neighbors are nervous to get the tree down.
Yeah, actually, in both cases, the neighbors were basically.
Yeah, I had a case when I told the neighbor that I'm going to remove the tree because if it doesn't, it's going to fall on your roof. Yes.
I think the other way.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you. Okay. We're running way ahead of time. And so if anybody wants to bring up the items discussed by Andrew Lewis, and propose it as an agenda item for future meeting, now is the time to do
Are
it.
we done?
What?
Are we done with our agenda?
No, we have the debrief on the community charrette come,
Why don't we
which
do that
could,
first?
well, we're way ahead of time. And so in case other people want to come to listen to the debrief, let's do this first.
So we have to kill like 55 minutes to get to the 7:25 and then discuss.
No,
it
not
for
kill,
5
if we
minutes?
finish early, I'm happy, but this is the appropriate time to bring up Andrew Lewis's suggestion, if anybody is interested in doing it. And it basically, it is to give them authority for introducing 2 small pilots in the town, one on the town stories, which you've already seen online, and the other on the swim story, community memory and continuity for youth programs. And he's hoping to reduce friction by
I think
doing
it's
that.
something to go to committee before it comes to us. You know, I would want to discuss it before the committee has had a chance to go through it and bring us there.
How about we refer it to the communications committee?
I don't know what, is this on the I can't, don't know
I
what.
mean, to be honest with you, I don't really understand the proposal. I also don't understand, do we have grants? The town gives grants to its own residents?
No.
I mean, I think there's, even before we ask a committee, which committee.
Can I, excuse me, can I say something?
Oh, Mr. Mayor.
So at this time, it's appropriate, I would suggest that you, close
Breaking up.
We can't hear you,
I
Jeffrey.
don't really quite follow it.
the council meeting.
Could you type it into an email to?
We can't add things to the agenda now. So adjourn the council meeting, and there's no reason why there's.
All right.
Jeffrey, you're breaking.
No,
breaking up.
I hear what he's saying, though. All
Can't
right.
hear it.
So
Okay, I will.
we'll adjourn the
I'll
council
do-
meeting, we'll move into the work session.
This
Oh,
was
the works,
What he's saying, right?
close the work session and go on to the council meeting. Is that what you're saying,
No,
Mr. Mayor?
We're not in the work session right now. right?
We're in the council meeting right now, so we adjourn the council meeting, go into the work session is what the recommendation is.
Ah, yeah. Sorry,
All right.
got that backwards.
So is there a motion to adjourn the meeting? Please give me a motion to adjourn the meeting, somebody.
Yeah, a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second, All those in favor of adjourning the council meeting? Just say aye, please.
Yeah.
Aye. All right, that's good enough. The council meeting is adjourned. We'll